Hey y'all, good morning. This is Tonetta, your relationship coach and Speak Your Truth. I hope that you all can see me well and hear me well. I guess I put it that way. I'm in my office this morning doing the first videos part of Speaking Your Truth. This is the first week's session, I guess I put it that way. The actual workshop series is called Speak Your Truth. And like I said, definitely I'll be going over, of course, what the importance is of speaking your truth and how do you actually get started. And of course, just to let you all know, of course, that's why my business is called Speak Your Truth. Of course, to help educate, empower, and inspire you to, of course, speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. It's very important that we, of course, learn how to speak our truth. It's not just our truth, but speak our mind. I guess I put it that way. Instead of holding things back, instead of sweeping things up under the carpet. We all know that when we do hold things back and when we do sweep things up under the carpet, that it usually turns into a walking on eggshell situations, because I have been there. It usually turns into a situation where you're scared to say this, you're scared to say that, out of not knowing how your partner is going to respond. It usually ends up to be a lot of anger, bitterness, and resentment towards your partner and towards yourself. And like I said, that's not good for anybody. At some point, we have to learn that we have to, of course, tell our story. We don't have to tell our story to the world, that kind of thing. No, I'm not talking about that. But of course, speak your piece to whatever it is to your partner, to let them know what is going on with you and why you're in whatever kind of mood you're in, or why you're having a bad day, or whatever the situation is, or that you want to talk, that you found a phone number in his jeans or her jeans or whatever. Like I said, we have to be the ones to, of course, start having those hard conversations. I know I realized that like a long time ago. Like I said, I know I had to start having those hard conversations years ago. And it didn't hit me fully again until I was about 40. Let me see, hold on. About 41, I think, maybe years old. That I had to, again, amp up my speaking my truth and amp up my voice and that kind of thing. We all have a voice, y'all. I don't care who you are, man, woman, child, whoever's looking at this video on whatever platform. Like I said, everybody has a voice, and your voice deserves to be heard. Like I said, your voice does not have to be shut down because you're scared to, of course, speak and say these things. And of course, some of those conversations are going to be hard conversations, and I understand that. But sometimes you have to have those hard conversations in order to get things off your chest, and in order to open up that conversation to, of course, create a solution or solve those issues, whatever's going on. And like I said, it's greatly important for all of us to do so. And I know I can sit here on this video and speak easily about it, but it wasn't always that easy for me in the past either, just to let you all know. Yes, I did speak some things, especially when I was upset. Yes, you heard all types of things. But of course, when it came down to those deep-seated issues that I was truly upset about, of course, sometimes I would bring them up, sometimes I wouldn't. The times I did bring them up, sometimes there was a full-fledged argument, hollering back and forth, me throwing something and all this kind of stuff going on. Like I said, I had to figure out a way that I can learn how to, of course, control my triggers for one, because, of course, we all know that when we, of course, get in heated conversations and when we're challenged, of course, talking about our feelings and open, being vulnerable, being transparent, that we can sometimes feel definitely, like I said, just a lot of triggers, I guess I put it that way. That's the best way I can put it. And like I said, at some point, I had to learn how to control my triggers, what was triggering me, why it was triggering me, all those types of things. And I'll get into more of that this week as well. But like I said, definitely that's something that you have to realize. And like I said, especially figuring out where your anger came from, where all those things came from, in order for you to start having those conversations with the people that's around you, even though they're hard conversations. I don't care if it's about sex. I don't care if it's about the communication that you all have. I don't care if it's about the lack of trust. Whatever it's about, at some point you have to start speaking your truth and speaking your mind and saying what's going on. You're the only one that's hurting yourself. Just keep that in mind. I realized that back in the day, but I didn't realize to what extent I was hurting myself by me not speaking my truth and me not speaking my mind, me not saying fully what's going on and holding all this stuff in. I was the one who was very, very angry. I had if you all probably can't tell it now, but back in the day, I had a very horrible temper, a very quick temper. I used to get mad at the drop of a dime because somebody offended me, somebody said this, somebody did this. I don't do that anymore, but like I said, back in the day, I was horrible. Well, can't say horrible. I was bad at that because I've seen way worse than I was, I guess I put it that way. But like I said, definitely I had to, like I said, that was definitely causing me a lot of anger. a lot of resentment, a lot of bitterness, a lot of hurt, a lot of course, some days I was, of course, depressed. Some days, of course, I didn't even want to live on this earth anymore, and I wanted to die. I guess I put it that way as well, because there was a few times that I didn't attempt or try to cut anything like that at all. No, but yes, I was talking about it. I was just that low, and I was low and depressed and all these types of things because I was not speaking what was on my mind. And like I said, that was something that I had to realize. Okay, I'm like, okay, why am I depressed? The situation's with somebody else and these kind of things, but harboring all these feelings, all these emotions. That's why I know I put in the earlier yesterday. I think I put in healing. What was it? Oh my God, I can't think of what I put in. But of course, once you start speaking your truth, of course, you will start healing. Just to keep that in mind, you will start healing from the inside out. And that's what we, of course, look for when we're trying, well, I guess especially when I'm trying to work with anybody in coaching and anything, social work, anything that I'm doing. And like I said, I know that healing yourself from the inside out is the key to everything that you're going through at this present time. I can tell you that. Like I said, I've been through a lot. I mean, I will tell you all my story, a lot more of my story. I've actually shared that a few years ago in video form for the first time in front of the whole world, I guess I put it that way. And most of it, I think all of them are on YouTube. All the ones that I could download from Facebook and social media is on YouTube. Feel free to go check that out. Check that out. Yeah, I'm Tonetta Clay, and it's the same name on YouTube as well. There's probably 200 videos on that site, actually. But like I said, just knowing that I had to realize that all the things that I was harboring, keeping in, not speaking, not saying, not speaking my mind about, those things were eating me alive, y'all. And I'll pause there because, like I said, I know I'm speaking to somebody this morning. Those things were definitely eating me alive. Like I said, causing depression, causing me to not be in a happy mood or jolly mood and being angry at everybody, having a quick temper, having resentment, having bitterness, not even want to be around folks. And of course, causing anxiety as well, and caused me to be triggered all the time because I was so emotional, had all these feelings, had all these things going on within me, but I did not know how to express them. Did not know I didn't know how to express them in the correct way. Yes, I can get angry, holler and yell, curse you out, all that kind of stuff. But as far as me sitting down having an honest conversation like me and you now, I did not know how to do that back in the day. I know how to do it now, but it took years of practice, I guess I put it that way, for me to figure out about me, about myself, learn my self-awareness, to figure out who in the hell I was in order to tell somebody else who I was and, of course, to express myself to those people. So like I said, that is why speaking your truth and being who you are is greatly important. So let me get on to, of course, how you get started. And actually, I wrote down some things here, but I already know how you get started because this is actually the process and my journey that I went through. Let me see the first one. Of course, the first thing that the first thing that I did was, of course, and you can get your papers and pens and take some notes and that kind of thing as well. Like I said, the first thing that I did was, of course, assess where I currently was. I did this, the last time I did this was back in 2018, well, late 2017, early 2018, assessing where I was in life. Now, I don't care. I wasn't tripping off the business back then, but where I was in life, whether I was truly happy where I currently was, where I was truly content. I mean, whether I was truly content where I was, whether I was truly at peace where I was. And all those answers to those questions, no, I wasn't. The relationship that I was in was not at all peaceful. It was not at all happy. It was always arguments, angerness. Come home. I didn't even want to come home some days, y'all. And I know some of y'all are out there probably living the same kind of relationship as well. Some days I dreaded coming home. I didn't even want to see his damn face because I knew there was going to be a nasty ass look and there was going to be an argument that was going to pursue afterwards. That was damn near every day. And like I said, I had to assess where I was. Was I truly happy? Was I truly wanting to change the situation that I was in? And the answer to that question was yes. Like I said, that was the first thing that I started journaling about. And I know I speak highly about journaling and writing and that kind of thing on this page as well. That is something that's going to stay in my business because I truly believe in writing out your feelings in order to, of course, learn how to express yourself. That's how I learned how to express myself. So, of course, I'm going to push that on y'all as well, especially if that's something that you all love to do as far as writing. You love to write down your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings. That definitely worked for me. And like I said, I'm definitely making sure that you all know that it's going to work for you as well. You just have to take it up on yourself to actually do it. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, I definitely had to assess whether I was truly happy where I was. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can Okay, because I'm trying to make sure, because I wrote down some other stuff, and I'm not even going to get into that right now. But like I said, I had to ask myself that hard question, whether I was happy where I was. And like I said, that's the first thing I want y'all to write down and take from this video. Make sure that, and take from this particular series, part 1. Make sure that you're, of course, writing down if you're happy where you truly are, and then write down what things are you not happy about. At some point, you have to learn how to face those things. It's not that you have to go tell the world, and yes, I told the world on video, but you don't have to do that. Just write it down in your journal or your notebook. What are you not truly happy with, and what do you want to see changed in your life? Those are the first 2 things you need to start with, y'all. Just to keep in mind when you're talking about speaking your truth. How do you get started? Why is it important to you? What kind of changes you want to see? That was the first step that I took. I sat down and I actually wrote maybe like a half of a journal full of things that I wanted to get off my chest. I guess I put it that way. To every single person that was in my life, I guess I'd say that. Mother, father, family, the person who molested me, all those types of things. I put all that stuff in there. And like I said, I'm telling you, you have to do the same thing. You can't keep sweeping stuff under the carpet. If you truly want to get started in speaking your truth and telling your story, and of course being who you are within all that, and of course sitting in that truth, you have to start realizing where you are and what the truth is behind that. If you're not in a good space, then just say that in your journal. It does not matter. Nobody's going to see it but you. Hide the damn thing afterwards if that's what you have to do. But like I said, you have to start with telling yourself the truth about where you currently are in your process. If you're not in a good relationship with anybody around you or your partner or whoever it is, and you're wanting to have a different kind of life and a different kind of partner, not saying that you have to end things today. I'm not saying that at all. But the main thing is for you to start recognizing what is going on in your life and where you currently are. And if you truly are happy in this particular I guess on this particular day that you're watching this particular video, you have to start that process. That is the first step in your process. That was the first step in my process. That's where I started. Again, a few years ago, back in late 2018, 17, early 2018. That's where I started. So like I said, definitely this is the first video, part 1. If I have power when I get home tonight, then you will see a part 2. If not, you'll see it again in the morning. Y'all just keep that in mind. But it will be on either tonight or tomorrow. Just keep that in mind as well. But like I said, with that, I want to say thank y'all for tuning into this video. This video was the introduction to, of course, speaking your truth, of course, why it is important, and how do you get started. And like I said, you get started with telling yourself the truth about where you currently are in life and in business, if you have a business as well, but where you currently are, and being truthful and honest and open and transparent with yourself as to where you are right now, and writing that in your journal. So with that, I want to say thank y'all again for tuning in. This is Tonetta, your relationship coach at Speak Your Truth, where I help educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. And thank you all for tuning in to part 1. I'll see you all in part 2. Take care, y'all.